Hello and welcome to Account Finances. In this video, I will show you how to use the budget by Paycheck Spreadsheet from the beginning to end. We will set up the month, create budget, enter sample transactions, understand the automatic totals and charts, and prepare the spreadsheet for the next month. This spreadsheet is designed for only Google Sheets. When you open a spreadsheet, it may appear View More mode over here. To create your personal editable copy, just click on File and click on Make a Copy. Then the spreadsheet will become saved over in your drive. And also always enter your personal information only in your copied version. At the bottom, you will see 3 tabs over here. The first tab is Read Me tab. It contains the important instructions and a link to YouTube tutorial. Please watch the video to understand the spreadsheet perfectly. And you can please check out the old instructions over here. And the second tab is Sample Dashboard. This is a completely example that shows you how your finished monthly dashboard should look. Please do not delete or enter anything inside this sample dashboard. Use it only as a reference. Now the third tab is the May tab. This is your working tab. You will enter your own budget and transactions. Now let us open May month and create a sample example. Before entering your information, please remember this important rule. Only enter your details in the budget input sections over here and in the due dates over here in this section, and minimum payment sections over here, and in the transaction tracker over here. Please enter only in this cells only. You can also change the month and pay frequency and starting balance at the top left. Do not enter anything in the actual columns over here. The actual columns contain automatic formulas. Do not enter or delete anything in the overview or in the actual expenses breakdown over here. Do not edit, delete, resize or move any graphs, charts, bars or dash elements. These sections automatically update when you enter your budget and transactions. Only edit in the input sections explained in the tutorial. First, click the month title. Just double click on this and select your preferred date on month and year. And enter the correct month over here. For this demonstration, I will use May 2026 as a reference. Next, choose your currency. I will select USD over here, and please select your paycheck frequency over here. You can select weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, monthly, irregular. I selected monthly over here. This field is currently for your reference and does not divide the budget into separate paychecks. Finally, enter the amount available at the month of the beginning. I will enter the starting balance as example, $4,500. In the income section, you enter your expected sources of your income and their planned amounts. For the first source, I will enter salary with a budget of $3,500. And for the second source, I will enter as freelance. And with a budget, $800. Do not enter anything in the actual column over here. The actual column updates automatically when we record the income in the transaction tracker over here. Now next, enter your bills over here. I will enter rent with a budget. I will enter rent with a budget of $1,200. And I will also enter second budget as electricity with a budget of $120. And You can also select the due date over here. Just double click on this and select your preferred due date. Again, do not edit the actual column over here. It contains automatic formulas. Now, variable expenses over here. I will enter category as groceries with a budget of $400. And I will also enter dining out with a budget of $150. Okay. You can add your own categories such as transportation, fuel, shopping, entertainment, or personal care. And next, I'm going with debt section. In the debt section, enter the name of each debt, your planned amount, and the minimum required amount. I will enter credit card. With a planned amount of around $300 and a minimum payment of $50 over here. Next, I will enter a car loan with a budget of $250 and a minimum payment as $100. See, the actual column will update after we record a payment. Now we are going with saving sections. In the saving section, enter your saving goals. I will enter the category as emergency fund with a budget of $300. I will also enter second category as vacation fund with a budget of $150. Now your monthly budget plan is almost ready. Remember that we entered information only in the category names, budget, due dates, and minimum payment sales. We did not type anything in the actual columns over here. You can see the actual columns over here. Now we are going with the transaction tracker. It controls the actual columns, overview, and the charts. For every transaction, you enter the date, select the budget, enter the amount, choose the payment method, and the optional load over here. Important thing, enter all amounts as positive numbers. Do not add a minus n. The spreadsheet automatically understands which transactions are income and which transactions are money going out. I will enter the following transactions. Now for your reference, I'm adding some transactions over here. Just double click on the date and select your preferred date. And next to select your budget item, I will select as salary, and I'm entering around the $300 and select your payment method. I'm selecting as bank transfer, and the additional notes over here. Salary, proceed. Now the second, I will select as May 2nd. I'm selecting budget item as freelance, and with the amount of $650, payment method as bank transfer, and the additional note. Next I go with third transaction. Just double click on this and select your date, and entering the budget item as rent with the amount of $1,200, and I'm selecting as bank transfer with a note of monthly array, and I'm going with fourth transaction. Just double click on this and select your preferred date. I'm selecting electricity with the amount of $100, and I'm selecting it as auto pay. I'm writing a note as that's fixed bill. I'm going with fifth transaction. Just double click on this and select your date, and I'm selecting budget item as groceries, and with the amount of $120. I'm done the payment method as debit card. There is no mandatory thing to enter your notes. It's completely optional whether you enter the note or not. I'm going with sixth transaction. Select your preferred date. I'm selecting May 6th and selecting the budget item as dining out with the amount of $45. I'm selecting the payment method as credit card, and I'm going with the seventh transaction to select the date, and I'm selecting as credit card with the amount of $200, and I'm selecting as bank transfer. I'm writing a note as credit card payment, and I'm going with the next transaction. Fast forward, I'm entering all the details. Always enter your transactions in the date order, so the balance overview charts displays the correct balance. If your budget item is missing from the dropdown, first add the item to in the appropriate income, bills, variable expenses, debt, and savings section. Also use a different name for every budget item. Do not use the same category name in two sections. Now you can see that the actual columns have updated automatically. Our actual income is around $13.03 over here, and our fixed bills is around $13.05. The variable expenses total is around $155, and the savings total is around $300 over here. Variable expenses. See now the payment total is around $450 over here. The subscription totals over $12, and the other spendings over $40 over here, with a starting balance of $2,500, and the ending balance is around $4,178. You should never type directly into the actual columns, totals, or overview. This cells contains automatic formulas. The overview is only for viewing your financial summary over here. The spending overview chart shows how your spending is divided between bills, variable expenses, savings, and debt. The budget versus actual chart compares your planned budget with the amount you have actually recorded. The balance overview chart shows how your available balance changes after every transaction. The transactions breakdown chart gives you a visual summary of your main transaction categories over here. The expense breakdown section shows your main variable expenses and a percentage spent in each category over here. All these sections are updated automatically when you add or change any transaction. Do not type inside the expense breakdown section over here. Do not try to move or resize, edit or delete any charts, graphs or bar over here. When the main month is completed, just right click on this main month tab over here and click on duplicate, and just to rename the tab to, let's say, June month, and just click on enter, and you can just change the month and enter June starting balance. You can use the May ending balance as the next month starting balance. Now clear the all transactions, dates, budget items, amounts, and payment method and notes. You can keep recurring categories such as salary, rent, and groceries, update the planned amount and due dates if necessary. Never delete the actual columns over here. Our overview, totals, expenses breakdown, charts are hidden calculations over here. Your budget by Paycheck Spreadsheet is now ready to help you plan your money, record your spendings, and understand your monthly financial progress. Thank you so much for choosing Confidences. If you find this spreadsheet helpful, we truly appreciate your review. Have a calm and organized financial month.